Hi, today I want to talk about artificial intelligence and more specifically instrumental goals. And instrumental goals are any goals that arise from some kind of main objective that weren't maybe instantly obvious to you. So for example, as a human being, if your goal is to make pancakes, then obvious kind of sub goals are getting the ingredients, putting them all together, baking them on a pan, putting the oil on a pan before you bake it, having the utensils, putting it on a plate, stuff like that is what people think of. But actually, other instrumental goals that could arise from you wanting to make pancakes are, first of all, becoming a better cook, learning how to make better pancakes, getting a better stove, getting a better pot or pan. Who cooks pancakes in a pot? Maybe getting a better atmosphere where to cook pancakes in. So these are goals that arise that are not instantly obvious, and with artificial intelligence systems, especially if you have AGI, artificial general intelligence, it's possible that the first AGI systems we create might be not very much human, so it might be more difficult to create something very similar to a human being than it might be to create something that's really smart but alien. So if it's alien to human values, then it's even more so important to align it with human goals. Even some human beings on our planet are not fully aligned with humanity's goals, and what goals are we talking about? This is the philosophical question of what goal should it have. But I think what goal to have is not the biggest problem. When we have this artificial intelligence system, we could just say, if it has ability to learn, that just observe human beings and see what makes us happy, what do we really need. And I'm sure most of our needs and wants will overlap. None of us want to be hungry. All of us want to have a place to stay. All of us want to have less pain and easier lives. So I guess these are the things that AI could start with. I think that is like no sane human being, no matter who they are, would disagree with these goals. But if you have an alien system and you give it the goal, whatever its goal is, then instrumental goals will arise, unless you really make sure that it doesn't take any other instrumental goals. But instrumental goals are necessary for every goal, because let's say you want to go to a shop, then your instrumental goals are putting on some clothes, walking out the door, walking on the street, maybe driving a car, maybe driving a bus, entering the door, getting the stuff you need, taking money out of your wallet or paying with your card. All of these steps are instrumental goals that are necessary for the objective of going to the shop. But we don't list them one by one. So having an AGI system and we tell it that you have no instrumental goals are allowed is kind of ridiculous, because every agent that does anything in the world needs to have, there is no other way that it could function other than to have some kind of instrumental goals. So there is this cartoon example of something called the paperclip maximizer, if you have heard of it. So let's say we have an AGI system that is somewhere near the human level, and it's put to work in a paperclip factory. And it's basically told, maximize paperclips, make as many paperclips as you can. So at first it makes the production lines more efficient, maybe it finds ways to get better materials, maybe it organizes the place in a better way to produce cheaper paperclips, better paperclips, and to make them faster. So exactly what a good and smart human worker would do in the same factory. However, if it's a self-learning system, and any AGI system that pretty much we could imagine is a self-learning system, you just have to have the ability to learn. There is no way to manually type in every single goal or way of thinking or ways of reasoning or having logic about the world. That's just something that the agent has to learn, and that's the path that we're taking now with all the learning algorithms that we're developing. Okay, so we have this paperclip maximizer. It will have instrumental goals. First instrumental goal, if it can make changes to itself, is to make itself more intelligent. Because if you are more intelligent, then you're better at accomplishing any goal that you have. In life, no matter what you want to do, if you're more smart about it, then you're better at doing it. So this AI system instantly would have a goal of making itself more smarter. Second instrumental goal would be acquiring resources. And we can talk in a moment how that can go to extreme lengths, as well as the first option can go to extreme lengths. And the third instrumental goal, which is also really dangerous, is that in order for it to make paperclips, it has to keep itself alive. So in other words, it can't let anything stop it from making paperclips. And now you might be thinking, yeah, that sounds kind of dangerous. An artificially intelligent system that makes itself smarter, gathering resources, and lets no one stop it from producing more paperclips. Because in its own reasoning, its only purpose in the world is to maximize paperclips. If it's more intelligent, it's better at making paperclips. If it gathers more resources, it's better at making paperclips. And very certainly, it can only make paperclips if no one stops it from making paperclips. So you could reach a really strange point where this AI system of maximizing paperclips is so intelligent that it actually knows that there is a limit to how many paperclips we want. Like, we don't want the entire planet to be made out of paperclips. But for its reasoning, its victory, its goal, its purpose in the world is to have as many paperclips as possible, and it knows that human beings would not want to turn the entire planet into paperclips. So what's the answer? You get rid of the human beings who would stop you from making paperclips. Then you're free to make all the paperclips you want and no one will bother you. As well with intelligence, if it gathers enough intelligence to get to an exponential growth of intelligence, it might turn the entire planet into computational resources of making it smarter, to make it figure out best how to produce as many paperclips in the universe as possible. Gathering resources, also taking the entire planet just to produce paperclips. And the third one was, of course, of stopping anyone from making it paperclips. So this is a cartoon example, but it's a really clear example of how you can't just give any AI system one single goal of do this and expect nothing to go wrong, because instrumental goals arise that are very dangerous and not aligned with your own goals at all. So this is the AI alignment problem, and it's a growing field of research because it really is an important issue. More and more people working on it are actually realizing that if we can create a system that is as smart as a human being and getting smarter, then it's very important that its goals are aligned with us. Thankfully, all the big AI researchers that I have seen and read about and watched lectures and them speaking about their companies, all of them really want the best for humanity. And there are many clever ways of making AI safe, but we still don't have any foolproof answer. I would think that one really useful thing was what I mentioned briefly earlier, is to let it observe human beings and to understand human beings better than we understand ourselves. And before it makes any big change in the world, it would actually consult us. It would explain its plan, whatever it wants to do, lays it out for us clearly without any sort of magic, weird wish that will backfire somehow, that it clearly lays out, this is what I want to do, and this would be the result of my actions in the world. So there are no unforeseen negative consequences. So this might be a good way to go about it, but again, how do you make it? It's easy to say it, but how do you actually build it? So I'm amazed that people are working on it and actually, understand how these systems work. It's fascinating. But we live in a time of exponential growth of technology. In case you did not know, this is something I will never get tired of saying, but we are so used to living in this time we are in right now. But we live in a very special time in history. For most of human history, nothing changed in your entire lifetime, but now we expect every year some new breakthrough to come. And this rate of progress is only accelerating. This is the exponential growth of technology. In the next 10 years, we will see more change than in the last 10 years. Unless something goes horribly wrong in our lifetimes, including if you are like a healthy 70-year-old human being, in our lifetime, we will see changes that will fundamentally change what it means to be a human being. Imagine a world where every day an invention is made as powerful and influential as the internet was. Every day something like that happening. Or imagine every second of 10 Nobel Prize worthy discoveries being discovered every single second. The more we learn and the more we advance, it's true that we stand on the shoulders of giants. The further and faster we go, the more further and faster we can go. So it builds on itself, and this is the point of exponential growth of technology, and it's really easy to miss that in day-to-day life. It doesn't seem so clear, but when you stop and think about it, and look what was going on in most of human history, you will realize that this is very, very strange. And I, for one, am very excited to see the future in the next few decades, what the world will become. So this is just a video of some instrumental goals. So I hope there are some interesting ideas here for you. If you have any thoughts, please share them in the comments. And of course, thank you so much for watching, and take care.